Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Iowa soccer supporters. I'm Ben Brackett, your Soccer Talk co-host, not alongside my good buddy Blake Sievers because he is on vacation. We granted him a day off. But I do have the Titan tactician, Matt Sahag. Matthew, how are you?
Happy New Year, Ben.
Happy New Year to you as well. And then our special guest today is Andrew Heckenlaible. Andrew is a sophomore at St. Louis University right now. They just went to the Final Four in the NCAA tournament. He's home on break, and we thought we would chat with him a little bit as an Ankeny native. Heck, how you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good.
Yeah, I'm pleased to be here. Excited.
Yeah, super fun. So you're home on break. Let's just go with like the hot topic straight out of the gate. You got a very unique experience this year in going to the Final Four. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Geez, let's just go right into it. What was it like? How do you feel like that? You must be riding high. I won one NCAA tournament game in 4 years, maybe two.
Yeah.
Two. But we never got past the second round. And winning one game was like the best feeling ever. I can't imagine winning 4 or 5.
Yeah. And you went to Brown?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. We trained there when we played Bryant.
Oh, nice. It's great little
Yeah,
setup
it's
there.
nice. Very nice. But, it's just it was just kind of one of those things where we were down 1-0, first game in the tournament versus Kentucky. I don't know what that draw was, to be honest.
At home or away?
At home. And but we scored a ridiculous goal. Like one of our players, a freshman, who just shot it from like 35 out. And the keeper, who's been amazing all year, bobbles it into his own goal.
Oh, no. So you were sort of destined.
Yeah, I think so.
That's how it felt?
Yeah. And then we go to Indiana, and I'm not kidding you. We had 3 shots, 1 on target, and we won 1-0.
So talk about all the places you guys played at, or you played University of Kentucky, then you beat Indiana.
Yeah. So
going to Indiana must be like one of the coolest things to do.
Yeah, it was a cool game. I think the first time we played them was cooler. When we went the second time, everyone was on break, so there was no like student body.
Sure.
But the first time we played them, it was quite a venue to play at. I was playing left wing, and I got
you got roasted.
Oh man, heckled beyond belief. The guys were talking about my mom, my girlfriend.
Were they playing off the Heckenlaible?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they were. They were making fun of my name, all sorts of stuff, man. It was brutal, but
They were coming after your mom?
coming after my mom, man. They were saying. Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that on this day and age.
I know it was something else.
Is it a podcast appropriate or not?
No.
Oh, it's not. Oh no.
Definitely not.
Where'd you go after Indiana?
After Indiana, we played Bryant, who were
They were like
Unk
top
FC.
5 all year.
Yeah, they were good.
And they had a bunch of older players, right?
They had guys who were 8 years older than some
wild.
of our freshmen. Yeah, they were very old, very technical. I lined up against a guy who got drafted to Miami. He was good, man. He was a good player.
What's his name? You remember?
Don't remember. But he was good. He was a tall center back. They stuck him out on me.
So that's round of 16.
That's round of 16. We were down 2-1, drew a penalty, and then won in penalties. That was euphoric. That was a crazy win. It was like raining in Bryan, and we had like a police escort to the game. It was a very cool experience, and yeah. And after Bryant, we had Akron, and in the regular season we got smoked by Akron 3-0, and we didn't even we had maybe 1 shot on goal.
Yeah.
And we get there and we're down 2-0 in the first half.
Oh, no.
And then we end up winning 3-2.
Was that the one you assisted the winner?
Yes, that would be that one. And
Your reaction is incredible to that, by the way.
Let me just jump in here too for everybody because I've got the stat sheet up. So obviously, he's talking about where in this, and for the listeners who are not actually paying attention and watching the games, I mean, you played 66 minutes in the game against Bryant, and then you followed that up, played 60 against Akron. So you're not only talking to a guy that was like kind of there, he was. I mean, you were centerpiece, right?
Yeah, you're a starter that's
70% of the game, and that's. I mean, what an experience!
Yeah, it was awesome, man. It was good. I'm glad I got to, coach trusted me enough to put me out on the field, and I did my thing. So.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit over there about just the trust that you have from your coach.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just we'll talk about that maybe later. Just quick run me through. So you guys beat Akron. You assist on the winner.
Yeah.
And then you go to the Final Four.
And I don't start.
You don't start.
I don't start. Yeah. So I talked to me and my coach talked about it, but he thought the game was going to play one way. It didn't end up playing that way, and then I caught the blunt end of it. And
So you still played. You didn't not play.
Yeah, I played, but in my opinion, I got onto the field too late. When I got onto the field, I was incredibly dangerous, and I think if I played longer, we could have won that game. So
it goes.
yeah.
I love that. Yeah, we'll just. I mean, 28 minutes in the Final Four game, right? So figure it out. 66 in the quarter or the Sweet 16, 60 minutes in the Elite Eight, and 28 in the Final Four.
Yeah. But we also have a super depth team.
Yeah.
And,
Well, that's the thing at that level. Like, there are days where the coach goes like, I think it's going to go this way. And maybe, like, as an example, you talked about over there that, like, defending was something that you've been working on a lot. And so maybe, they thought there was a really dangerous attacker and they wanted somebody that was maybe not as good as going forward, but they said, you know what, let's shore it up on the left side of the field and that'll make the difference. And
what was the tactic behind it?
Whether it's right or wrong, that's just the tactic, right?
He thought he wanted to play me at striker instead of winger. He thought the back line was going to be higher, and it was going to be more of an open game.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't end up playing that way, and so. But when I got back out wide, man, I was cooking that left back.
But that's how it goes at that level, right? Like sometimes you just you just got to be a part of the team.
That's
right. I mean, there are guys that probably for 5 or 6 games or whatever didn't even see the field, but they just traveled with the team, they trained with the team, and they pushed the guys and they cheered for the guys, and that was there. I guarantee you there are guys on that team that didn't play a minute, but they'll remember it for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and there's people who played all year up until the tournament, and then didn't play in the tournament, and it's like it's what's are you helping us win now, and that's a big thing.
So you have that awesome experience. Now you're kind of on injury rest for a month or 2 or whatever until you start feeling better this spring.
Yep.
What's your plan for the summer? Do you have something going?
Yes, I was talking to my coaches about what's best for me and my body. I think I was supposed to have 2
Last summer you
weeks.
played Minneapolis City, right?
And I was supposed to have 2 weeks of rest. I left around July 1st or something, and when I came home, I had like a week of rest, and then it was said that we were going to play in Iowa for the playoffs, and I was like, okay, I got to play in this, and so I end up playing, and I play 110 minutes my first game after not doing anything for like a week, and then I play like 90 the next game or 70 or whatever, and then we're flying to Seattle. But after those 2 games, I went straight to preseason, right? And we had captain's practice. So my body really didn't get a break, some wear and tear on it. And, so my coaches think it's probably best for me maybe not to play USL 2 this summer. But we'll see if, we can't work something out or what's planned for that. But definitely I will be training with the second team in Minnesota United.
Nice. I hate to interrupt, but I'm looking at your coach's bio here. I'm just wondering what his bio is going to be updated to. So it says here, it's given his background, right? St. Louis had a magical season in 2021 under his tutelage. Bilkins went undefeated in the regular season, blah, 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 blah. And it says they won the A10 championship and advanced to the quarterfinals on the NCAA championship.
Wow.
So, I mean, this is
That's
his best
this is a good
season
program.
under his tenure,
Yep.
right? And he's been there this is only his 8th season. So basically 2 kind of recruiting cycles. But, I mean, that's pretty sweet. Anyway, I was
it's
reading
great.
that. And so.
Well, let's kind of piggyback on that and just talk about talk about the jump from high school club to playing college as a freshman and the standard that you had to adjust to, because we talked a little bit over there about just how, like, when you start as a freshman or when you come in as a freshman, basically nobody likes you until you can prove that you belong.
Yep.
And even then, like, you might be taking somebody's spot, so then you got to contend with that. So you're trying to, like, work it out. It's a big sort of social experiment, and you're also trying to, like, prove yourself as a player, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden you've got this new dad in your life who has much higher expectations than you've ever.
And their job's on the line, too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So talk about what that's like.
No, it's cutthroat. I mean, it's very much.
You didn't know that when you were going to get there.
Yeah, it's sink or swim, But it's like they want to see you succeed, but if you're not helping them succeed, you're not going to play, And it's like they'll develop you in the spring. That's what's beneficial about the spring. But when you come in straight, and you've thrown right into the fire of that fall season, and it's tough to deal with, especially having such success in your youth career. Everyone who goes to St. Louis had success in their youth career. So it's just one of those things that you just gotta, if the coaches they don't have the trust, they don't see you fit into the team your freshman year, you gotta just grind it out and improve and get better at what's keeping you off the field. So.
And you didn't think that you had his trust as a freshman, right?
No, yeah. My defensive work rate was quite poor, and everything on the offensive side was fine, but.
So I was kind of interested in that. I mean, did you have, coming in as a freshman, did you have any indication of where you were at, like in the plans, like as a freshman? Are you just coming in, maybe a red shirt? Were you going to contribute? I mean, we know what you did now, but
yeah.
What were your expectations, and what were you kind of told, or if anything?
Yeah, I can't remember quite my expectations, but I was playing MLS Next Pro at the time before I went to St. Louis. But yeah, because I was doing that, I was like, oh, I'm a start. Like I'm gonna go in there, and I'm definitely a starter. Like there's no way. Like if these guys were this good, they'd be playing where I was, But you get there and you just realize, all right, these guys are actually a lot better than you think, and it's and they have the coach's trust. So you're up against two big factors that it's hard to compete with as a freshman, especially someone new to the team.
Yeah. So you talk about the work rate thing. Like, when did you figure out that you were off the pace there?
Yeah.
Like how loud did you get yelled at, or
I had a lot of like experiences in my tenure as a freshman that like I would play like 15 minutes and I'm gassed. I'm so tired. It's college fitness. I don't think people understand the difference in fitness. Like you could be fit at an MLS Next Pro Academy or MLS Next Academy, and you get to college and it's a completely different game. It's unbelievable. It's like 15 minutes will have you acting like you just played 90 in an academy game. So it's.
Why is it so? Is the
it's just
pace
so
of play is
intense.
faster?
Yeah, it's so much faster, and there's so much more defending. You look at the pros. Like I would argue that most pros couldn't come into collegiate soccer and dominate, because it's just so much more like nobody has time or space. You really have to create it with like. And you look at the pros. Most of them they got time and space because everyone's a technical player there. Whereas in college, it's maybe not so the case.
Well, yeah, right. Because like as a pro, you give that person their space because it's like, well, if I get too close, I'm toast.
Yeah.
Right. But in college,
Nobody's
even
getting that respect.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing. It's not even the best player in the country ain't getting no respect, right?
Yeah.
Like because that's just the way it goes. You probably like it kind of goes back to like other college sports, right? If you think about the way college sports go, it's like. That's it's team mentality. It's defend as a group, like all that. That's kind of like a American staple.
Yeah, it's a completely different game, and especially coming from the pro scene.
So what did you actually have to do? Were there like some measurables that or was it just mentality wise? Like what did you have to overcome?
Yeah, it sounds like you had
to
get
get
fitter.
there?
Yeah,
I mean we get that. I mean, okay, you can run 2 miles every day, whatever it is. Like it sounds like it has a little bit of a mentality too.
Yeah, it is. I think my coach explained it. Defensive work rate is all mentality. It's like 85% mentality. You just gotta. It's a lot of work, and so I think my new goals for my goals for the summer was improve that. So I took a position where I would be playing left wing back instead of left winger. So now I'm focusing more on my defensive game. I'm doing doggies up the sideline, getting back and defending. Just instilling that mentality in me so that when I get back to St. Louis, there's no reason not to put me on the field.
Interesting. So, another thing I was kind of thinking about, this is going to change topic a little bit. I mean, Ben, this will be a question for both of you really, is can you name an Iowa player who grew up in Iowa, played high school soccer, played club soccer in Iowa, and then played in a Final Four on the boys side?
Other than Lance Roseboom.
Right.
I think Lancelot did.
So
At
Lance
University
man,
of Mexico.
and
Yeah,
then,
I'm pretty sure they played in
and
the Final Four.
Heck's number 2 as well, right? I mean, so
Yeah, I don't think anybody else has.
I just think that's so cool.
Yeah.
And you're only a sophomore too, right? You're not even done.
Sophomore.
Well,
Unless you're leaving to go pro, and you're gonna disclose that on the pod today. We'd love to have breaking news. But
you need to do a little more.
just think about that though. You're in terms of the Iowa player, you're at the top of the food chain.
There's
And
not
I
a lot
just
of
know-
guys and girls that have played in the NCAA tournament. Period.
I never played. I played 4 years at Drake. We never played in the NCAA tournament. I mean, there's just a lot of players who want to go to college and then don't play college soccer. There's players that play at a different level and don't go. There's players like me that played Division I, but then you don't hit the tournament, but then the Final Four. I mean, I just think it's a fantastic achievement as a sophomore, and to be a contributor like you were too. I mean, it's phenomenal. So I say that and make that comment because we're all about pushing Iowa soccer here, and it can happen for very few people. But I mean, it's pretty sweet that you've done that at 20 years old.
Well,
So congrats, big congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I would say, I mean this with zero disrespect, but an unlikely story, right? Like if you'd go back to 2018 and I saw, if we saw young Heckenlaible and said, this kid's going to play D1 and he's going to be making noise as a sophomore for a Final Four team, I don't think we would have thought that. Yeah. I don't think you probably thought that necessarily.
No, it's just one of those things I always keep thinking to myself, I don't know, you go back to 14 and you tell me, oh, you're going to be playing at Minnesota United with their second team. I've been like, all right, bro, you're joking. That's funny. But it's just one of those things, as you get the opportunity to, every time I've gotten the opportunity to get into these big moments, it's like I'm still the best player. That's what it just gives me more confidence, I would say.
So one of the things too that I was listening to you guys, over there, as you were finishing up, and you were kind of talking about how you got there, and I think that's something that any high school kid who's listening to this podcast really needs to hear is how you get there in high school. And you said a couple of things that stuck out to me was you went on the ID camp grind, and then you've talked already about you were up at Minnesota United. I mean, we've said, I feel a lot on the pod, this is an individual path for everyone, and it takes a real internal motivation and drive for me to get there. And so, I mean, I guess maybe you can you kind of comment on that path again, or I mean, what would the advice you would have to the kid who says, I'm 14 years old in Iowa right now. I think I want to be a Division I player. I think I want to do
I think there are kids that are 11, 12, 13 even that are kind of asking those types of questions. Because
what does it take?
Right or wrong, these kids are getting better and better at a younger age, so they have more of an idea of what's out there. So, what does it take?
What does it take?
Correct.
And if looking back on your former self, 14 to 18 years old, what did it take?
Well, and talk about some of this stuff you were doing on your own, because we didn't talk about any of that over there.
Yeah.
And you can't tell me that you just went to training 2-3 days a week.
We don't care about that. We know you did that. What is the stuff that set you apart in your mind?
I would just say, I was saying over there, I was saying how big it is to play with older people, right? How important it is to play up. And, I feel like at VSA Rush, most of those young kids aren't going to get that. Where if, when I was playing with just Rush, Iowa Rush in Ankeny, I was one of the best players on my team, so I got to play up with the older guys, and that gave you a lot of insight to it. But I would say, other than, the individual side, you gotta improve. You gotta have a wow factor almost, right? You gotta be really good at something. For me, I'm athletic and I can dribble really well. I'm really good at dribbling.
So are you going I used to go in the racquetball court and just like bang the ball
Yeah.
against the wall, or you're going to the gym on your off days on your own. You're putting in your own work, right? You're
Yeah,
doing.
I would
you're going,
say-
like what kind of things are you doing on your own, or are you grabbing your brother and saying, hey, dude, let's go drive some balls, or hey, you two other guys you train with regularly, or hey, Freddie, let's go. Like
Yeah.
what's that stuff look like for you? Because
Yeah.
I don't think that everybody's doing that stuff.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to answer your question as well. It's just you really gotta like want it. Like a lot of people say they want it, but they don't really want it. Your actions have to follow what you say.
When you've been told no a lot as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So like your desire comes from like a place of not getting the opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, I just want it, right? It's like what I want to do. I sacrificed the last semester of my senior year, all the grad parties, all the graduations, celebration, all that, right? To go play soccer in Minnesota and live in a dorm by myself.
I was
Right?
gonna say, were you
Like-
just living in a hotel room with your old man?
No, I did that for like 3 weeks, and
You were like, Scotty, get out of here, man.
this has got to change, man. But it's stuff like that, you know. It's like you truly have to sacrifice.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, so you got to want it. That's a really good. I mean, I love that. And then actions have to follow what you say. I feel like that is, to me. I mean, that just hits home with me for like. Just thinking back on when I played too, like just asking myself that question, like,
Yeah.
did I really want it? Like, and did I achieve what I wanted to achieve? And then also, I want to be a pro. Well, your actions following that, stuff like
Exactly.
that. I think so many kids growing up and I have got to hear that and more than just hear it, like digest that and own that, right? Because it feels like it's so easy today just to kind of join the youth soccer march where you're saying, okay, well, I'm a player and I go to practice, at the complex 3 times a week and I, but you have to set yourself apart, right?
Everyone's doing that.
Right. So like, were you going out like working with the ball a lot? Were you?
Yeah, I mean, I was just.
Do you train every day? I mean, like what you were talking about how frustrated you were because you can't play right now.
Yeah, I'm just always touching the ball, man. I'm always, I'm in my house. I got one downstairs. I'll just dribble around.
Yep.
For like 30 minutes. It's like that maybe not be like an intense workout, but I'm getting touches on the ball, like I'm passing against the wall, stuff like that. I mean, you just gotta love the game. You really do. You got to be obsessed with it, and that's what it takes. I don't
Well, and that's
think-
like a genuine feeling, though.
Yeah.
You're not like well, I really love it. I'm gonna. It's not like
No,
it's
yeah.
not like marriage where you're like, oh, it's a job. You got to work at it. Loving soccer is a.
Everyone's marriage is not like that, Ben.
I'm not
That's what I
married,
was
so.
gonna say. But I mean, people don't understand how much work it takes, right?
Yeah.
They think you just show up and you're a good player, but I know lots and lots and lots of good players who aren't doing anything anymore because they don't want it. So
Yeah. When you watch, because I'm sure you've seen some like a high school game here or there. You've gone and seen a club practice or a club game or whatever. I can imagine what you would say, but what do you think when you're watching those games? What's your critique?
I would just say most of it is just like I just see it's hard. It's so hard to get an elite mentality.
Matt doesn't like that word elite.
I like the word. I
You
just
think
think
it
it's
gets
overused.
Overused, yeah. But the truest sense of it, like, it's like, I don't know. Like, I just remember training with, like, Kirsch and, like all those guys, and it's like he makes a bad pass. This guy would scream the F word as loud as, like, you just scream it, and it's like that. It's just that. It's how much it meant to him.
We're talking about Jackson Kirsch at
Yeah,
Drake, right?
He's got a potty mouth.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, yeah, but you
I
can
do
see that.
too.
I mean, I can see you
That's
can see it in
the
his
intensity,
eyes
right?
from like 100 yards away when you're watching him.
And that's the stuff like that killer instinct, man. That gets you far.
Yeah. Well, so when I guess what I was hoping you would say, and when I watch a lot of youth soccer, and you basically said it, but
Yeah.
these kids, like, I don't see very many kids that like want it. Nobody, there's not. You talk about like the defending thing, and it's so funny to watch. It's like, yeah, everybody's decent if they've got time on the ball, but like the effort it takes to actually defend. you talk about the work rate that you had to adjust, but like now you're like second nature, right? So then you look around and you look at these kids that like they're not tracking, they're not running, they're not, and you're like, what? That is like the bare minimum. And so the standard, I think, is that I was just wondering if you were going to say like there's a huge gap in the standard of the way that the players like that the players are being held to at the youth and high school level compared to, and not necessarily. It's not bad. It's not wrong. It's just the jump that you made. I don't think that, these kids that say they want to play D1 or they want to, like even D3, like there's a jump now in the standard, right? There's a jump no matter what, and you're playing against older, better players that know the standard. But to go somewhere like SLU and like you're playing for your life, and now, you bring up the part where kids are getting freaking paid to play, which, like we never had to contend with that.
Whole
and
topic.
We certainly, like we've had players that were good enough to do that. It just wasn't the landscape.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what like that adds. Like kids are literally playing for money now,
Literally.
which is, everybody loves the game, but then you add a little dough. Like there's another level of intensity.
And I think that's exactly. I would say the standard is something that I see dropping, but I think it's just. Everyone's on an ECNL team now. You know what I'm saying? It's like back in my day, right? I'm not that old, but like
We
it
do
was
this
like
too.
I love it. Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
it was like, I mean, for you to play ECNL, that didn't mean anything. And now I feel like everyone thinks playing ECNL means something. It doesn't mean anything really.
Well, and just
It's
because
just a club team.
Yeah, well, just because you play there doesn't mean you're automatically recruited. I think
It's a label.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's go talk about your recruiting journey a little bit. And this was what.
Before we go there, like
Okay.
I want to hit that point home, like labels, right? Not
Yes.
substance
Oh,
or whatever
But
it
that's
is.
why
Like,
this is what we're going to talk about with him
Okay.
because you got to the ECNL and that is how you got recruited ultimately.
Yeah.
right.
But
it's
that was
like-
a time where the ECNL was slightly different. It was
Yeah.
less diluted. And you played in a showcase game because you'd gotten that, you played well. But how many other guys from Iowa were getting showcase opportunities at the time?
One, I believe.
Jackson?
Brandon Oriana Lemus.
Oh, great player, but fizzled out, right?
Yeah.
So before you go to that topic, I want to just hit one more. He mentioned, or like you mentioned, play up. I think that's a really interesting, like.
And that's how that was my whole.
I know, but like if you think about the
career.
structure, right? And this is not just in Iowa. The structure, though, one thing that strikes me is we go from playing from the time you're in under 6, right? Under 6, under 7, under 8, under 9, every single age group. And then when you get to like high school age, if you play in high school soccer, you play 15 and 19. So, and then when you go to college, you basically play 18s to 22s or even older now.
Yeah, I would say.
26.
Yeah.
So you're
Even when we were
like,
going around, there was always one or two.
So now, like for the last 2 years, you've essentially been playing up, right, in college. A lot of people would say, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I'm just wondering why, if we're looking to develop the best player that we possibly can in Iowa, and I don't think it's for every age group, once you hit 15, why don't we just have one really, really good team of all the top players, 15 to 18, right? And, maybe that team only has one 15-year-old and the rest, but it just
God
seems
forbid.
like, that's the play up. If you develop the structure to play up, I feel like that can be a thing. But it's interesting that you think you got value out of that.
Yeah.
Well,
and
I know I got value out of it.
Yeah, I got so much value out of it. And it's something to be said about high school soccer. Like, that's why I enjoyed my freshman and sophomore year so much at high school soccer. It's like I'm playing up against, these guys I wouldn't usually play.
And were they like? So you're playing with them. Part of this is like you're also getting brought in. Like these older kids were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Heck's gonna help us. Let's be cool with him. Let's drive him to practice. Let's pick him up after
Yeah.
practice. Let's say hi to him in the hallways at school."
Yeah.
So you're learning how to navigate this different. Like, oh, okay, it's a new structure. Like I'm brand new here. I got to figure out how to fit in. Even if I think I'm the best player,
Yeah.
they can whoop my ass. So I can't just talk smack, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's you got to be a team player as well.
What was sorry, Ben,
No.
I'm taking this away from you, but
love it.
give me a comparison for real honest comparison to
jeez.
this. Like, so you were coached by
Okay.
Brian Duax
Yep.
and Dale Brazo
Yep.
when you were in high school at Centennial, right? Two, in my opinion, two really good coaches.
Yeah.
And Duax, I played college soccer with both those guys. what is, and I don't, who was your club coach?
Fred.
It was Fred. Okay.
Yeah, Fred.
All right. So then, and now you've got your coach at SLU,
Yep.
Kevin, right?
Kevin Kaler show.
What is, like, talk about the differences. I mean, I have a feeling the expectation level is like, exponentially higher at SLU, but like personality wise, expectations, like,
Well, like we know, Fred's a very friendly coach,
Yes.
right? Like he's going to come alongside you
Right.
10 times out of 10. I bet you
Yeah.
Kevin's not coming alongside you.
and the way I remember Duex as a player, like that guy is willing to kick people, like, like
He's not
so,
the
so
nicest.
and he was just like a tough, hard nosed guy. So I'm wondering, like, what are your experiences between these different levels of coaches, and like what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's all. I mean, I've been blessed with my coaches throughout my youth career and career in general, so far. Because like, Duex basically coached me all the way up. I had Andrew Rohrer in my youth. He was like, these guys held incredibly high standards. Like Andrew Rohrer, when we were like 11 and 12, held us to an unbelievably high standard. I just remember that. I just remember him. He was always yelling, always screaming. And it's just like, it thins the pack almost, you know? It's like who really like actually wants to be good at this sport. And I feel like sometimes nowadays it's like, oh, especially with like, you pay money to the club. They're not gonna be like, okay, like if little Timmy doesn't like coach yelling at him, coach is probably gonna stop yelling. So it just, anyways, that's besides the point. But it's like all my coaches have been that intense. They've always like kept that level.
Well, no, so you've always paid for it a little bit, whether
Yeah.
you're right. Like there's no way around it. We know it costs money to play, but to the coaches that you're talking about, they were probably one, not getting paid that much.
Yeah.
But two, they were putting forth more effort than they were being paid for.
Exactly.
Right. So like that's what you're seeing is you're seeing coaches that are having like, hey, it's raining tonight. We've got the day off, and they're like, no, we don't. Like we're gonna go run these kids in the parking lot or wherever, right? Like that. Those are the types of coaches that it sounds like you're.
Yeah, I mean,
dealing with.
We trained in a blizzard last or in the spring, and I mean, it's been.
Yeah, and talk about college soccer. Are you guys? You're not canceling games for weather?
No, we played we played Fordham. So, if you can find the Fordham game, we started. I think we kicked off at like 9:30
PM.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
and I think we finished at like 11:30. But the Fordham game we played, we were top of the table, or they were top of the table, and we were second, and we had a game in hand though. So if we beat them, we take the top of the table,
And
we're
had an advantage.
and we're pretty much winning the regular season. And we come out and we concede within the first 5 minutes or 2 minutes. We're losing 1-0, and then they score again, and we're down 2-0. And I come off the field, and this is a good example too. My coach, can I swear on here?
Yeah.
Okay. My coach comes off and he goes, "Cross the fucking ball, Andrew." And I'm like, dude, like, what are you mad at me for? We just conceded 2 goals.
Yeah, but I guarantee you didn't say that, did you?
No, I didn't say that. I just went and sat down and was like, this guy, man.
Yeah,
But it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like everyone's at a high level. Everyone wants, and it's not personal, and nothing's personal. But it's just like, we got to win this game. And then we went out and we won 3-2. And I scored the winner.
And why'd you
I
guys
love
kick
that
off at
story.
9:30?
Rain, heavy rain.
Yeah.
We had people on the field with towels soaking it up. I drew a penalty too, but then
So,
So
October
probably your best
18th.
game of the year?
It's best by fall.
Yeah, it was one of mine.
So you got the game winner?
Yeah.
3-2?
Yeah.
62 minutes played.
2 goals, 2 game winners. There we go.
Love it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, at SMU
Wow.
as well.
So
You got the game winner at SMU too.
Yeah.
Were they?
Number
I didn't.
5.
They were number 5 in the country at the time.
At the time.
That's pretty sweet.
what's your coach's coaching style like?
Unique, very defensive minded. He was a center back himself, and so you can see his philosophy come out in the way we play. And
Have you ever had a coach that's as detail oriented? Because I just felt like that was the other jump was from high school and club to college, was that like now like they've got full control, so they want everybody has a role in the system. Everybody knows everybody's all on the same page for whatever page they want you on.
My coaches and Kevin Kalish as well is really good about like, if you can help us win in your own way, like they're gonna let you do it. Like they've incorporated a lot of freedom into our team, and that's why we had so much success, even with such a younger team. Because our team was very, very young. I think we had, and we're returning a lot of our players. So it's going to be very interesting how we go about this next season, and I'm just very excited for it. I feel like it's going to be a very fun time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, all my coaches have been intense, man, intense. Always expecting a high standard. They would never let me slip. And I don't know if that's just me personally, or I feel like they had that same standard for everyone. But it's the way you take that feedback. You know what I'm saying? They care about me, and like if I really want to get here, this is what I need to get, and they're just pushing you along. I feel like that's what I've been blessed with as coaches.
Do you see players react differently?
Yeah.
Right, like they hear coach say cross the fucking ball, and next thing you know, they're like, "Fuck,
and
coach!" Like I'm not.
The
coach.
rest of the game, they're ghosting. You
Right,
know?
correct.
It's like,
and so you take the challenge, and you go, "Okay, well, I'm going to cross the ball then." All right.
Yeah. Fine. All right. Jeez, man. I guess. No, but it's exactly right. I mean, a lot of my best games, my coach has gotten on me. Maybe I had a poor first half. Like I know the Dayton game, A10 final. I had a poor first half, man. My body was just going through it because, I mean, I injured myself in preseason, and it just kept playing on it and playing on it and playing on it, and all the wear and tear from the summer. I get to November, and it's like my body's like, all right, like,
yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, it's very hard. It's a mental battle, and I ended up getting the assist to tie the game, and we ended up going and winning in PKs, and it's like I could have very easily shut down.
What was the feedback you got at halftime?
Honestly, they came up to me, and it was like so bad where it's like you're playing bad, so they're not gonna get on you. They lifted me up. They helped me.
It's just they look at you and go like, "Hey, let's go. You can do better."
Yeah, exactly. But it's good to have those people in your corner.
Yeah, well, and that kind of goes back to that trust thing a little bit. Like it's so hard to earn the trust of your coach. I remember when I felt like I had earned it, and it was like when I realized, I was like, "Oh, okay, this is great." Like I feel I've just boosted my confidence so much.
Yes.
And so it sounds like you've got that confidence. Like I asked you earlier over there where your confidence comes from. It sounds like a lot of times it's come from your performances, but then being recognized for your performances.
Yeah.
And then that that kind of lifts you up and boosts you. And you're like, okay, I can do this at the next level then.
Yeah, I would say it's confidence is one of those things. It's like, your confidence varies sometimes, but for me, it's like always been an internal belief. Like I'm gonna get it done. Like that's where it stems from for me. And I'll have ups and downs, but I know that if I win and I will stick with it, right, I'm gonna get there.
So you're a pretty confident guy. We're just gonna blow your spot up. We had you on for the state tournament. We had you on the press conferences.
That's a good one.
And you were so confident that you almost fell off the back of the stage. Hopefully Evan can find that clip for everyone.
I mean, these are the games you live for, Damn.
What a great soundbite.
Hey, move up.
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
But what I was going to say is you're so confident. And then I was waiting for you to kind of then be like, oh, man. And you know what? You just sort of dusted yourself off and you got back up there. And then you were like still confident. And I just thought it was so funny because I was like, man, I would have been so embarrassed. And you were just like, it's fine.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that's sort of like things just kind of brush off of you.
Yeah. They call me a golden retriever at St. Louis. So
that's a great compliment.
Yeah. So they just say I just keep going. So forget about it.
That's a great compliment.
My dad always told me you got to have a memory of a goldfish in sports.
It's true.
So
I love that. Okay, well, let's talk about your recruiting thing now, since we,
all right.
Because this is a topic for us that is important because, it seems like everybody's sort of an expert on it, and that's we're not. Here we are being experts on it, but I think we're talking to somebody who went through it recently, and we've gone through it in our own time period. And obviously, things have changed, but they've also stayed the same in a sense. There's only so many ways to get recruited and seen, but the landscape's just changed. So you started off. Not necessarily, like, when did you decide I want to be a college soccer player? Like, did you know that was something you wanted to do?
Yeah. Ever since, like, I don't know. I wanted to be a professional soccer player.
Okay, so pro soccer is where your goal is.
Yeah, and college was the path I chose, or really,
If you were 14, you'd been a little bit better. Maybe the path is different. But
honestly,
by the time,
that's what I was thinking about that. Maybe last year or so. It's like I didn't even think MLS Next Pro was an option.
right.
I thought it was only college, but
Well, and so this is actually good, Saheg. So Heck did he had his opportunity to get recruited, which we can talk about that specific moment in time in a minute. But in your process of getting recruited, you got a little bit of feedback that was like, hey, you did good, we like you. But after you had your big game, you weren't getting people like calling and giving you offers. You were calling and getting people saying like, hey, come to camp. Hey, we liked you.
Oh, no. Oh, well, yeah, my first big game, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and my point is that, so you said then your light kind of goes off and you're like, all right, well, I better get to some of these ID camps.
Yeah.
Right. So then you took it upon yourself and your family took it upon yourselves to go and chase that for the summer. And that's ultimately, I'm guessing, you had other big moments, but I'm guessing like SLU saw you at camp and was like, okay, like this he fits in, let's do it. And then probably shortly after that, you're getting some sort of verbal offer.
Yeah, I mean, it was, so my sophomore going into my junior year summer, I spent a lot of time at camps. I went to Tulsa, Drake, SLU. I even went to an exact camp, if you know what that is. Never go to those. Don't ever do it.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It was the biggest waste of time I've ever done in my life. It was like 4 days, but
these are things that you learn through the process.
Yes, exactly. Right? You got to go and experience it.
Yes. Hopefully you saying that to other people, they'll listen to you. Don't do it.
Don't do it. And but yeah, no, but it was a grind, man. It was an absolute grind.
And other guys, your contemporaries weren't doing that necessarily.
No. I remember Jackson Kirsch was supposed to be at the SLU camp I went to.
But he decided not to.
He wasn't there. I don't know what I think I asked him about it when I was sluffing with him, but I can't remember what he said. So
Okay, so walk me through this timeline. I'm interested in this.
yeah.
Like,
So
You started playing ECNL.
I started playing ECNL
for VSA.
VSA in my fall sophomore year.
So you're like U16.
Yeah,
Are you playing up or are you playing your age group?
I'm playing my age group.
Okay.
I'm balling. I was telling. Did you hear the story about us? This is how our games would go at VSA. It would. I would score within. I'm not
an
kidding,
early goal.
This happened like five games. I would score an early goal. We'd be winning 1-0 like 5 minutes in, and then we lose 7-1. It was so poor, man.
Well, I remember that was what it used to be like when you'd go to regionals back in the day. You'd be like, oh, we're the best team in the state, and you'd show up, and it would just be like you'd score, and you're like, yeah, and then it's 6-1.
Yeah, you get
7-0, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, well, I had those experiences too, man. Wow. But yeah, and then so I did that, and then I get to the spring, and we have a showcase in Austin. Or no, we have December. We have a showcase in North Carolina, and I play really well, and we get our first ever ECNL win in South Carolina. Our team, we won 2-1. I assisted. Anyways, there was this guy on our team who was like really, really poor, like really poor. Like I don't know how he was on the team.
Like not a very good soccer player.
Yeah, and
can't comment on his financial status like that.
Poor soccer player, and he assisted the winner, or he scored the winner.
It's unlikely hero.
I think I scored the winner, but he passed me the ball, and like it was like, oh, I'm not getting the ball, like, but he put it right on my foot, and then we scored in like the 89th minute to win. And I just remember, like, it was like euphoria. And all the parents were like, we have never won. And
Oh, but they were pumped.
yeah, it
And
was
so that
fun.
so that got you a showcase.
Yes.
Or sorry, the showcase
That
that
got me
they could
into
do the
the-
All-Star game. Is that what
into
they?
the Austin All-Star game.
Okay.
So that was the following event.
That was in like February of my sophomore year. So we get there and it's just like cool atmosphere, man. It's sick. There's like 5,000 people there or something. And I sub in. Super cool moment. And then someone pings a ball over top. I run in behind. I meg this guy, take it to the sideline, sweat it across, get an assist. And I continue to play well throughout the rest of the game. But yeah, I played really well in that showcase game, and then the following. This is a unique story. The next game I played, the next 2 games I played. So you play the showcase game on Friday, and then you have 2 more games. So that counts as you're only allowed to play 3 games in
Yep.
3 days, anyways. But I played terrible. The next 2 games I played awful, and it was like I was having this like identity crisis. Like I didn't know like what was going on. Like I put too much pressure on myself.
Right. You probably were like, man, they were all watching last night. Now I really got to play.
Yeah, now it wasn't even that. It was like I expected to score 2 goals a game. And I was like, bruh, you cannot do that. You can't put those expectations on yourself. But anyways, I did poor, and then I went into my sophomore high school season. I carried that over. I was, some of the chances I was missing, it was crazy.
I remember Duax lamenting.
Yeah.
You're finishing that spring.
Yeah, no, it was something. It was so weird. It just like went away. But in reality, I was just putting too much pressure on myself. Yeah, after that, I fall off the chair or the stage at the state tournament, and then
Turning point right there.
Yeah, there it is. No, but was that my junior year? That was my junior year.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
never mind. So my sophomore year, yeah, we make a run and lose to Waukee. That's right. And then that summer I go to all these camps and do all that. And then I start getting recruited by Drake, SLU, and then Tulsa after I go to the Tulsa camp. And those were like my main 3 schools until my next showcase. And then it was
You're getting a lot of interest.
yeah, then it was, yeah.
So I got a couple questions. So, were you on those guys' radar before you went to the ID camp, or did you do something to tell them you were coming, or
Well,
did they just see you at the ID camp?
Talk about your email from
So,
SLU.
yeah, so this is a funny. I didn't tell this over there, but so that email was sent to me by Kalish. I asked him my freshman year. We were just on a plane flying back from somewhere, and I was sitting next to him. I was like, "Did you send me that email?" Because me and my mom we never figured it out. Like we never, anyways. And he did. He told me he sent me that because he wanted to see me. He said he heard something about me from like I think a Drake coach. I'm pretty sure, but I don't necessarily believe that because I'm pretty sure Drake was trying to keep me under wraps
Right.
the whole time. So I don't know how he heard from me, about me, but he did send me that. Anyways,
So he sent you an email before you got to camp.
he
Yeah,
sent
but
me.
Heckenlaible thought it was like
a spam.
because it was just like a very broad, looked like
Yeah.
he just like we copied and pasted and put Andrew's name on it.
Yeah,
And so like
Okay.
they sort of went to SLU on like a whim because
Yeah.
it was like, well,
I could
that.
find it. It's probably still in my email.
but we were talking about that. Like that's how it used to, you'd get
Yeah.
you just get the brochure. You wouldn't if you got a note, man,
Yeah.
you better go. But if so, that being
I
said,
think that's
maybe
funny. You said you have the
the exact academic
profile.
Well, so that was actually honestly something I wanted to ask you about.
Yeah.
You know,
Too
talking about that
funny.
transition from high school to college. I mean, I don't know. I just think in general, like academics is really difficult to balance with your sport.
Yeah.
So how's that been? And SLU's not a joke. SLU's like
Yeah, no, it's a good school.
a very good academic school.
Yeah. No, it's been it's difficult at times, but
Were you a good high school student?
Yeah, I'm a good student, so I don't have any problems.
Good.
But
There's that confidence
that's
again.
Funny, man. That's funny. That's funny you said that. Oh man, that's good. But that also plays into like where they saw me. Like when I got my offer, they didn't see me playing until my junior year.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So that was going to be my question. I bet there were already a lot of guys from your recruiting classes already signed.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was one of the later ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very like a unique thing. Because I remember thinking, I was like going in the SLU, I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to play my first 2 years. That's what they're telling me. It's like, I better just, and then by the time I got to Minnesota, I was like, I'm definitely playing. Like, I'm not going to, that's not going to, and I think I've exceeded all expectations that, they put on me.
It was funny. I said to him earlier, Matt, like, so have they started recruiting over you yet? And he was like, they can't do that. Like, I'm too good for that. They won't be able to hang. And I laugh at that only because, like for you, that confidence is like that's like what protects you and keeps you going.
Yeah.
I, on the other hand, was the kind of guy that like the fear was what drove me. I was like, oh God, there's somebody coming for my spot.
Oh, really?
I better work really hard.
That's funny.
No, I'd prefer if I could do that, I'd prefer that. I think the thing to hammer home on your recruiting journey or pathway or whatever buzzword you want to use is it was your own and you created it. Like you blazed your own trail, if you will.
I wanted it,
Yeah.
So it was, I think you said it was Drake, SLU, and Tulsa. Did you got other ones too?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Well,
On a visit or
yeah,
camp?
I went to visit.
Nice.
I had an offer from there, but I had tons and tons of schools reaching out to me during that. After my my second showcase in St. Louis.
How'd you end up on SLU? Like, what was it about St. Louis?
I just wanted to go there. That was like
like,
my
was it
top
because
school.
is it because St. Louis is a storied program? Is it
Yeah,
because St.
that
Louis is a
and
beautiful school?
I
Campus
think
is great.
As I
like-
was committing, they just went to the Elite Eight.
Yep.
It was like
Oh, that's right. That makes sense. You're
Yeah.
like, okay, well, this is clearly the team I want to go play
yeah.
for.
I mean, this team is sick.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And so, I think
I'm just imagining going back to the year before I got recruited. My school was really good, and then the year I went on my visit, they went like literally like 0-8 in the league, and they lost every game. And I just remember going like, oh God, did I make a bad decision here?
yeah, no, but it was.
So you you're going to a top 20 program, right? Like
Yeah.
straight out of the gate. It feels like you then, like once you made that decision, you then improved further.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I think a lot of people, they like get this opportunity to go play at the next level, and they go like kind of put their feet up and they go like, all right, nice, I made it.
Complacency, man. Can't do that. It's definitely something. Yeah. If anything, it made me work even harder. Because it would be something if like they were like, all right, you're gonna come in and play, you're gonna start. We see you as that. But they told me, you're not gonna play your first 2 years. I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Like that's not who I am.
So talk about some of the other times you've been told no, because I think that's like part of your thing. Like
I got
you
a
got
bunch
told,
of
maybe getting recruited and being told like, hey, we want you, but you're not going to play for the first 2 years.
Yeah. And
So it's like it's a backhanded compliment.
yeah, kind of. But me during the time, I was like, wow, dang, just them wanting me was something,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, I was told no throughout almost all of my youth career, especially with like teams that like ODP, not so much as like an Iowa ODP team, but like the regional team that I thought it was good enough to play. But youth sports is so hard in the fact of like those kids who played there. I mean, there's one who's playing for PSV now, but like majority of them just developed early and then fizzle out. So it's so important to just focus on yourself, like your own progress. Just make sure you're getting better. And it's something that I had to learn the hard way, right? I had to go through these events and get told no and that I'm not good enough, and to be like, okay, well, you know what? I'm not going to look at, the guys who did it. I'm going to look at myself and see where I need to improve to get there if I truly want to get there.
Yeah, and you talked about your sacrifice, like going up to Minnesota. But you think about that too, right? Say, hey, like he's basically living by himself when he's 17, 18. It's a really good experience for you, just like as an individual.
Yeah, and
Let's put the soccer stuff aside, even.
Yeah, and I think it's something, if you go ask high schoolers who want to play there, like if they would do what I did, I think majority of them would say no. I don't know how many would say yes, that they want to do that. Like that's something they want to do. And I think that just speaks to like, how hard it truly is. Right? And it's something that's in, like, okay, if I told you were definitely going to go play on the second team, a lot of kids would go. But that wasn't what was told to me, right? I just took a gamble. I just went up there with the possibility of maybe doing it.
Yep.
So
I like it.
So another thing I was just kind of looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, just you really are an outlier on the roster, right?
Yeah.
Like I was just catching up a little bit on Kalish's background too. I mean, he's a like a SLU guy,
Yeah,
right?
true.
He's a Missouri guy. Looks like he coached at Gallagher.
Yep, he did.
Was down. He coached at SIUE. So he's been down there.
Yeah, there's
Interesting
never been
strategy, right? The roster is Missouri heavy,
Yep.
and then you're. I mean,
Never
have
been
you,
an Iowa player at St. Louis.
Yeah, right.
either.
CJ Coppola.
TJ
Oh,
Coppola.
that's right.
Right.
Did he play much?
He did. He played a lot his freshman year, and then falling out with the coaches his sophomore year. And
But it was pre-Kevin then. It was a different
it
coach.
was
Oh, it was?
Kevin.
Okay.
Did
But-
he go somewhere else then?
he went to Virginia Tech and played a little bit, but then
Okay.
he got absolutely screwed by the transfer portal. The coach came in and set him down and was like, "Hey, you're not even going to be on the team, but we'll keep your scholarship if you want to stay."
Ugh,
Huh. Wow.
gross.
Yeah,
So I mean, so it's pretty interesting, right? Like it just shows like
or at least that's what I heard.
SLU's not coming into Iowa normally. Normally,
Well, that's
for,
what that's
for
what I was
people to
gonna say.
know,
Back in
right?
the day, it's like Creighton. Like nobody's getting recruited to Creighton back in the day. I don't know. Still not right.
Yeah.
Creighton just isn't recruiting out of Iowa. Like St. Louis isn't recruiting out of Iowa, even though it's
Yeah.
right there.
I had to go there.
Right.
They never came and watched
Well,
my games.
that's just like taking it into your own hands. And I mean, so you talked a little bit about over there. You talked about your brother being like a big influence.
Yeah.
I gotta believe that your folks also.
Oh,
We
yeah.
we know the Heckenlaibles.
Yep.
Just what has their role been?
Oh, it's
The three of them.
Huge, man. I mean, you think about the commitment and sacrifice. My parents have always been. I don't know how to describe it. Their mentality when it comes to like their kids and getting them where they want to be, it's been an insane blessing. I know, and a lot of people aren't as fortunate as me to have that. So that's where like, man, it's tough for me to sit here and be like, do all this, right? I just got to tell you what worked for me, because I had different parents, different financial status, and
Well, super supportive parents. Like not very
Yeah.
many moms and dads are going to send their kid to Minnesota and just be like, "All right, see you, bud." Like, and I mean, it sounded like you lived with Scotty for a little bit
A
there
little
too.
bit,
But we've talked about that with Brian Duax, right? Sending Tate down to Austin, like that was a hard thing for them to do, like as
Yeah.
a family. And he's talked about other people talking, like, and basically just saying like most parents that I've talked to just wouldn't do that. Like they wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like we've even talked to Blake about it. Like, if your kid was good enough, Blake, would you send him? And he's like, I don't want to do that. No. Like even so, the fact that you went to your parents and said, "This is what I want to do," and they said, "Okay, we believe in you."
Well, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like there's an evaluation that's got to be made by the parent too. It's one of it's the thing. This is the theme you've hammered home here. Is like, do you want it? Like the parents got to then say, does my kid want this? Truly,
Oh,
right?
I had a hilarious
Because I
conversation.
mean, they're gonna be. It's great to get wooed, right? And to
Yeah.
get,
Yes.
oh, I really like you guys. Come on down here. But we know a lot of people who've gone, had the tryouts academies or whatever. But like as a parent, when you got a teenager, and someone says we kind of like your kid, you got to make the evaluation. Does my kid really want it? And sounds like your parents were able to do that successfully. But
it also sounds like you were confident enough to like sit down with your folks and say, "Hey, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I'm capable. I'm confident, and I'm gonna go and I'm gonna try my hardest and do my best for you guys."
Yeah, and I think a lot of that comes from, even if you ask me in like first grade what I want to do, I wanted to be a professional sports player, and then that gets narrowed down to soccer at like age 10,
Yep.
right? And it's like always just
So
I don't believe in giving up on your dreams. So
fair
so
enough.
that was one of my last questions is what the dream is.
Yeah, for
like-
sure. I think that's where we should kind of
Yeah.
wrap it up. Obviously, you want to play, right?
yeah, play professional soccer. Yes, sir.
So when you made that decision at whatever age,
Yep.
there's no like you can look out and you go like, well, there's no actual path to get there, right? There's
Yeah.
you have to just figure it out, and you're gonna fall, and you're gonna go back up another way, and you're gonna fall, and you're gonna go back up a different way, and try to get to the top.
Yep.
How long do you chase that dream?
However long it takes.
What's good enough? Like, are you sitting there going like World Cup 32s on
I think
30?
that's a dangerous mentality to have, I don't think limits are, Have you ever heard the expression about the fleas in a jar?
Give it to us.
I would like to hear you say it.
If you put a bunch of fleas in a jar and leave the cap off, they can jump out of the jar. But if you put a bunch of fleas in a jar and put the cap on, they'll jump up and hit the ceiling and come back down. And then if you take the cap off, those fleas who can jump out of the jar can't anymore. They physically cannot jump out of the jar.
Is this like an actual scientific
Study.
Interesting. So no limits for our boy Heck here.
No limits.
Interesting. I like that. I like that analogy. I'm going to use that.
There you go.
It is interesting. So you're just going to go until you can't.
That's right.
So
Give
you're
them
like
on.
Tom Brady playing in the MLS, right? Like
Yeah.
the 45-year-old pro.
Well, do me a favor, Heckenlaible, from if at whatever point, they tell you no.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, you're back to normal Andrew Heckenlaible.
Yeah.
Don't stop playing soccer.
Oh,
So-
I don't know if that's even possible.
So
Okay.
I kind of have a question about how this. So obviously you just finished your sophomore year.
Yeah.
You got 2 years of eligibility left.
Correct.
When does I'm assuming maybe it's anywhere in the world really you're going to play. I don't know, but are you already talking to like pros about potentially what's next?
Yeah. So Minnesota has my rights.
Okay.
And the collegiate game, it's very confusing with. So I can't get drafted to another team till my senior year. So I'm tied to Minnesota. Like I could have entered the draft this year if nobody had my rights.
Okay.
But since like Preston was entered into the draft because nobody has his rights, right?
Got it.
So basically that's just a period.
And you can enter without affecting your eligibility.
Correct. So like one of my friends, Joe Highfield, I played with him this summer. He got drafted 11th to Houston, but I think I don't want to speak for him, but his plan is to come back. But now Houston just has his rights,
Got
so
it.
he'll go back next year.
Interesting.
And
So
try and sign.
Minnesota's got yours for another
Exactly.
year.
He's a sophomore, so
2
2 more
years.
years.
2 more. Well, yeah, technically a year, but then
Through the end of your junior year.
yeah, exactly.
And then you
That's where
can,
it gets- you
after
only
your
get
senior
one
year, you can
season,
enter
so,
the draft.
Yeah.
So okay, so I'm confused. So then if they can sign you
They
if they
can
want
sign
to
me, yep.
at any time. You don't have to get drafted. They just
No,
sign you and
they
say,
can
"Here's
just
your
sign me.
They
contract."
could call tomorrow and say, hey,
Yep.
we need somebody for the second team.
Oh.
You're in, and we want you full time.
Yeah, and I can choose whether or not if I
Okay.
want to.
So you could turn.
Then
it
you can't go
down,
back.
And then do they still have your rights? And they,
They
can
still
come
have
back
my
to you
rights.
like an
exactly.
Got
So
it.
either a team has to buy my rights or I just enter the draft in my senior year.
So, will you talked about maybe taking it a little easier this summer, just working
Yeah.
on your fitness, pulling the old Christian Pulisic. My understanding would be that you'd still have the opportunity to potentially train up in Minnesota, like with
Yeah.
that would be what you would do essentially is you'd just go train and you'd stay fit, but you wouldn't necessarily be playing a boatload of games.
Exactly.
Okay.
Get those minutes on there.
Yeah, smart. That's good. I mean, that was something that kids were doing back when we were playing. They would just, like for the summer, you go just train with an MLS team, or you didn't necessarily you weren't going to play PDL or USL2, which is what it is
Yeah.
now, but kids would go do that. I never got the chance, but it looked like what a good opportunity for some of these
Yeah,
guys.
looks fun.
And they would all, the thing is then you come back and you've kind of bumped your level a little bit.
So another question about Minnesota. So Minnesota's got your rights. They could, let's just say they could sell them to somebody else if they wanted
Correct.
to. And is that, obviously you're working with MLS. Like let's just say some team from Europe, Spain or England wants to come in and says, I want you. Could they also, would they have to buy your rights or could you just go?
Yeah, they would have to.
They'd have to buy it too.
That's why there's so much a lot of the guys who get drafted, it's just because, nobody has their rights.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people in the draft, the younger guys, right, their rights are up for grabs, and it's like, all right, we'll take this gamble.
So
Okay.
did Preston get drafted?
No, he did not.
But so in theory, somebody could have drafted him and just been like, we'll keep an eye on this guy.
Exactly.
Knowing that, hey, we'll take it, but go back to Drake.
Yes, exactly.
But it's just interesting because it means you weren't in the MLS Academy system like as a youth player if no one's got your rights yet.
Exactly.
So the players we're seeing get drafted are not the cream of the crop. Like they're usually
they're
right. Usually there's some outliers, but
Yeah.
the first
But it's
MLS
like-
draft
that's like an
pick could be the
alternative route.
50th best player.
Yeah.
Right, but so like I look at
Exactly.
it as like it's an alternative route to get to the like. Of
course.
Hey, I don't need to play for an MLS academy now because I can find like if I play well
can
in
be-
college, I'll
yeah,
get
one
somebody will
year.
pick me up.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just different than other sports, though, right?
Yes.
Oh
Like,
my gosh,
Like when we
so
watch,
weird.
this is like news to me, right? Because I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I get how it works, but when I hear about the NFL draft, I'm like, oh, dang, he went number one. Like that's the best football player,
Right.
or whatever.
But it's like
That's
it's
just
almost
not
like baseball, right? Like
Yeah, it's-
like where baseball you get drafted as a high schooler and then they go like, well, I'm not going
We're
to play
gonna
anywhere or whatever.
keep an eye on who you play.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what like in baseball that happens where they just draft you and you go, I'm going to go play college or I'm going to go do this or that, and
Yeah.
then
So do you keep in touch with Minnesota right now, or are
Yeah,
they
I-
kind of checking in with you and seeing?
Yeah, they talk to my coaches a lot, and then
Okay.
I'm a call them here soon.
are they going to do a little hip assessment for you?
I wish. See what's going on there.
So just like looking forward then too, like okay, so how many Iowa players have gone on to play in the pros
Not
on the boys'
many.
side?
I mean,
Matt
not very
Nickel.
many.
Matt Nickel played at DC United,
Yep.
right?
You got Nickel, you got Lance, you got
Lance.
Brandon Fricky.
Yeah. Fricky, did he get drafted to the MLS though? Because he's
He may
USL.
have.
He's USL 1, right?
He may have had a little time though where he kind of like was playing at that level, and then
Yeah.
Kyle Zobak played at Dallas.
Yep.
It's a short list though.
It's a real short list.
Yeah. And like that's one of those things too. Is like and I'm not. This is not me just talking smack to Nickel because I like to talk smack to Nickel. But Nickel went and like he didn't have the same mentality as you. He went and was like, okay, like this is sweet. Like they want me here. Awesome. I'm gonna have the experience. But I don't think he wasn't looking at it going like, man, okay, I made it here. Now let's see what the next level is.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that. I mean, that's just a difference in time as well, right? Like when we were that age, you couldn't aspire to be a pro because you were just aspiring to like a journeyman life where you're not going to make any money really, or you're going to, like that just,
Yeah.
because you would say like, you could say some people like Derek Ullman would say he played pro and he went over to Australia or somewhere like that and played, he played in a professional league over there, but I don't know that he was making a living wage, right? Like, so there's that too. Like, was Nickel making a living wage in DC? Barely, but Lance made a living wage for 10 years. Brandon Fricky's been doing it for 6 or 7, right? So like, to prove it, you got to go do it for a little bit,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah. Like I would say what like my experience in the technically I've played professional, but I wouldn't consider myself a pro.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but that's a good point though, because in other countries you go sign at 15 and you're actually not going to college.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. That's what the MLS, next pro is
Yeah.
essentially.
I've got so much. It's such a weird system. The draft is so weird.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a board game where like you don't get all the rules, but you, see if you can figure it out.
And there was no like visual this year for it. It was ridiculous. I was following on like some dude in this basement was like putting it in like some computer game. It's like, bro, what
For the
is
draft,
this?
really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Are your parents both from Iowa?
My mom grew up in Davenport, and my dad is from Madison, South Dakota.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But then you grew up here you were born here?
Yeah. Lived in Ankeny my whole life.
Iowa through and through. That's pretty sweet.
So,
Yeah. Well, we could talk all day with you, Heck.
Yeah.
But I think we've given Evan enough to do today. Thank you for your time.
No problem.
We're
Anytime.
proud to know you. Good
Yeah.
stuff, man. It's always really cool when we can see players go and prove that Iowa's not just some joke, right?
right.
So
Them Iowa boys.
that's right. And you carry yourself well, so keep doing that. And we'll be following you and supporting you. And good luck. Get that hip better, bud.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.